In this episode of I Don't Work Here Lady, we are reading 12 interesting short stories. Wholesome I Don't Work Here Lady, Elderly Gentleman Needed Help, First Time Ever and It Happened at IKEA, Wholesome I Don't Work Here Lady, it's a different one, I Don't Work at Your Aunt's, ma'am. I was the perpetrator and still cringe at the memory. I have become what I hate. Not quite the norm, but I wanted to share. I Don't Work Here experience in a shoe store a couple of months back. Stumbled upon this subreddit and reminded me of a memory where I was said lady. A woman confuses me with a theme park staff member, and finally, not a Karen, just a nice lady. If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. For more I Don't Work Here Lady videos, check out the playlist in the description. Congratulations Dawn for the comment of the day. And now let's find some more Karens. Brrrah. Wholesome I Don't Work Here Lady. This happened yesterday and was actually incredibly cute. I was at Petco getting some stuff for my fish and also admiring one of the chameleons. A lady with her maybe 2-year-old daughter was watching the chameleon as well and started asking me questions. I think she was surprised that I knew the answers to her chameleon questions, and she said, do you work here? No, I just have reptiles. Oh well, would you mind telling us about the rest? So that's how I gave a mini reptile lesson to a lady and her kid. She asked a lot of questions and ultimately seemed enamored with the birdies. Maybe she will end up giving one a good home. Elderly gentleman needed help. I have a short sweet story from a few years back. I used to wear all black clothing when going out and about the tiny town of mine. The local dollar store has a similar outfit but has blue jeans rather than the black jeans I wear. Me and my mother are shopping for various stuff, only for me to hear an elderly man get my attention. I turn and see what he needs. I'm not a jerk, I respect my elders, and he asks about the sodas. I show him where they are and he asks what sodas taste like the Coke that's not on the shelves. I, again, help him get the store brand and take them out to his van after he pays. He thanks me for being so nice to customers. I can't help it. I smile and say, sorry sir, but I don't work here. First time ever and it happened at IKEA. To start off, IKEA floor employees here wear a yellow t-shirt with IKEA printed on it and black or navy blue slacks. I was looking at lights with my mom. My clothing was as follows: purple tights, black and white striped long sleeve shirt, and a black undershirt. Anyway, lady with her adult daughter come up to me and lady asks, where's the bathroom section? I look at her and go, oh, I'm not sure since they renovated. I thought she was just asking because? She looks at me in bewilderment, and her daughter, who was not really paying attention until now, realized what her mom did and said, Mom, she does not work here. And I go, oh yeah, I don't work here. Lady continues to look absolutely flabbergasted and walks away. I turn to my own mother and we chuckle. Wholesome I Don't Work Here Lady. I had a very British encounter today. I was in W.H. Smith buying a book, and while I was looking for a new suitable bookmark, an elderly man approached me and quite politely asked, are you staff, young man? I responded just as courteously back, no sir, but can I help you? Turns out, the man was looking for some folding glasses. There were some on the spinning rack thing with the bookmarks, but was not the ones he wanted. Once we both had a good look in the immediate area, the man behind the till returned and told the man that they are unavailable and have been for some time. The elderly man said something that made me beam. I don't know why, it just did. I bid you two gentlemen a good day. I got my book with a new bookmark and left. It was a very polite and British encounter. The funny thing was, I was in my boots, jeans, and a dark gray t-shirt with my headphones in. It made me laugh. Kind of regret I didn't get my epic I Don't Work Here Lady moment, but quite happy and glad with the whole encounter itself. I have yet to meet my Karen, but when I do, I shall be ready. I hope. I don't work at Joann's, ma'am. So there's not a whole lot of drama here, but when I was 13 or so, I was at Joann Fabrics with my mom and grandma. They basically dragged me there, but I took the opportunity to look through the paints and squeal over the Beanie Babies they had there. I realized how much the messiness bothered me, so I started fixing and organizing the stuffed animals. A lady tapped me on the shoulder and started asking me where half of her list could be found around the store. I looked up and she realized I was too young to work there and just walked away without saying anything more. The same thing happened a few minutes later, but this lady was much more polite and I did wind up helping her a little bit. So yeah, apparently I worked at Joann Fabrics for like 20 minutes when I was 13. I was the perpetrator and still cringe at the memory. This was several years ago, but the memory randomly pops into my brain when I've been living my best life for too long. I went shopping for a specific makeup brand at a retail store that does not require employees to wear a uniform in any sense of the word. They may have a name tag or lanyard, but in my defense, it is difficult to see. I could not find what I was looking for, but lucky heard an employee behind me ask someone if they needed help. When I turned around, there was only one 20-something-year-old, same as me, so, unnaturally, "Ma'am, do y'all carry XYZ?" Without a beat, she spit out, "Does it look like I work here?" I was mortified. I stumbled over an apology and told her what I had heard and thought, trying to laugh it off. She also laughed and apologized for coming across rude, and confirmed she had heard an employee too. I am not entirely sure she just was not trying to help me save face. I was too embarrassed to stick around and have never returned to that store. I have become what I hate. I went crazy shopping for my boyfriend for his birthday. I got him a Nintendo Switch and wanted to get him, us, really, Mario Kart. I had ordered one from Target, but it was not going to get to me in time, so I decided to buy it in store at my local and tiny Target, where it was said it was in stock. I have a Target card, which is why I stuck with Big Red. I get there, and lo and not behold, it was not there. Frustrated at Big Red thwarting me the second time that week, I looked for an employee. My eyes surged and then saw someone's hip, a hip with a F-ton of keys on it. Employee: "Excuse me, do you work here?" I began to see the rest of her clearly now. First, it was just her posture of, "Do I look like I work here?" And then I noticed her black and absolutely not red designer blouse that echoed her posture and, of course, her face. But before she could say anything, I backed away exclaiming, "Never mind, I have become what I hate. I have become what I hate." Not quite the norm, but I wanted to share. I read these posts constantly. As someone who worked plenty of retail and customer service jobs, I am all too familiar with Karens. But this very short post was just to share that today at a big box store where the employees generally wear some form of blue shirts and vests and whatever pants. I made the mistake of wearing my blue work shirt while shopping. In the 10 minutes I was there, I was stopped by two people asking where something was. As I said, I was wearing something pretty close to the store uniform, but I also had big headphones and sunglasses on, prescription ones, but shrug. Luckily, both almost immediately realized I did not work there and were kind. But they also both just walked up and bluntly stated the item they wanted. No "excuse me" or even "where's this item?" just item. I did not realize I even did that until today and noticed how rude it seems. But again, they were nice after noticing I did not work there. Adult worker experience in a shoe store a couple months back. My dad and I were shopping for shoes a couple of months ago. We were in separate aisles, but I occasionally walked to him with a question, then walked back to where I was previously. All the while, an older gentleman was eyeing me occasionally. After about 10 minutes, the man approached me and asked, "Could you help me out when you're done with him?" I stood and stared for a second and I said, "Oh, no, I don't work here. Sorry." It baffled me I was mistaken for an employee when everybody who worked there had a distinct uniform. Also, if anything, my dad was the one helping me find things, so I'm not sure why he thought I was the employee. It seems uniform doesn't make a difference. Another time, I was shopping in Bed Bath & Beyond with my friends, wearing a red t-shirt with a jacket tied around my waist. And a woman still asked me for assistance. And even when the uniforms are not standardized, everybody in a mid-sized retail store has an earpiece or a radio clip to their belt. If I am ever in doubt, that is what I'm looking for. stumbled upon this subreddit, reminding me of a memory where I was said lady. This takes place at the depot of homes, where all the workers have bright orange reflective vests on. I was also maybe 12 or 13. I was on a mission to fabricate my own Halloween costume, going to Home Depot with my mother for supplies. As she is doing her own thing, I begin looking for my items. I am crossing off a list when I come to a component in my costume that I just cannot find for the life of me. Alas, I see a bright orange vest talking to another customer. Naturally, I think he must work here. So I go up to this very tall man and ask, "Excuse me," as he immediately starts shaking his head in a no fashion. Of course, this does not register in my 12-year-old brain yet, so I finish my sentence when all of a sudden, this dude gets in my face and screams, "I don't work here, kid." I was a little taken aback and a bit scared that this guy just screamed at me like he was my stepfather. I uttered a small, "Oh, sorry sir," and walked away in embarrassment while this guy shakes his head continuously and says to the other customer, "The nerve of some people's kid." Everyone in the vicinity was staring at us, and at the time I felt I was the wrong person. I understand the frustration of getting mistaken for working somewhere, especially if you keep getting asked, but damn, take your vest off if you're going to get that upset about it. Everyone was shocked that this guy yelled at some mousy kid making an honest mistake. A woman confuses me with a theme park staff member. I like wearing the merch from the theme parks when I visit for a day. A lot of people mistake me for an employee. I just showed them to an employee. But last week, she was not taking "I don't work here" as an answer. Sorry for bad format. First post here and I am on mobile. I was working past a horror theme ride, wearing the merchandise clothing and tracksuit bottoms, when the lady comes up and asks, "Where is the temporary zombie maze?" I tell her, "I am looking for it too. I am trying to look for an employee to ask, 'Aren't you an employee?'" She said, "No, I am not." "You must be explain the merch." "I got it from the gift shop. Please leave me alone and find a real employee." "I'm sorry, I'll go get you fired." I ended up just walking off after that because she was gonna stay there all day by the look of things. Sorry for it being so short. I was not gonna stay there and waste my day. Hope you enjoyed it. I just didn't know how to deal with her. Edit. This was last year at the Halloween event and I forgot to add, I work there now. Not a Karen, just a nice lady. It happened to me just last week. It is not an irate story or outrageous, but I was confused for a worker. I don't know if it is still okay to tell the story. If not, I'll just delete the post. Onto the story. I was shopping and I hear someone call the worker. I was bent down looking for the box I wanted in the bottom shelf. I get it and stand up. This is about the second or third time the lady is calling, so I look to her and she asks, "Hey, where can I get the paper towels?" I am stunned and just answer, "I'm sorry, I don't know." She says, "Oh, do you work here?" I shake my head and say no. She's a bit embarrassed and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you did," and laughs at her silly mistake. The actual worker opens the cashier after helping a previous customer, and the lady tells the story of how she confused me for a worker. We all kind of smile. She buys her stuff and wishes me a nice day. And I wish her a good day as well. She was a nice lady, none of those "I don't work here, yes you do" cases. Though I share a nice story in between all of the bad Karens. Hey, did you like this "I don't work here lady" video? If you did, check out my playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 66 of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya!